Hey guys, how you guys doing? May 2nd, 2019. Hoping you're having a wonderful day. A blessed day indeed. Uh, so Juan Guaido has not been arrested. He's not been touched yet. Um, there's news that Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will discuss the disagreements between the U.S. and Russia with Sergei Lavrov next week in Finland. So any idea of a military intervention until the end of that is pretty slim in my mind. The clashes are still happening in Venezuela. We still want Juan Guaido in power. It's not changed anything. But ever since President Obama came into office, our foreign policy has been extremely weak. Okay, and I think there's a difference. An argument can be made about differences between being a non-interventionist and just looking plain weak. All right. Now, me personally, I wish that the U.S. would just stop meddling around in the world's affairs. Part of me also understands that if the U.S. is not going to do it, you're going to have Russia, China, Iran, Saudi Arabia, the European Union doing the exact same thing. So if the U.S. doesn't do it, someone else is going to do it. All right. So everyone hates on the United States of America, but hey, guess what? Your country's probably doing the same thing. All right. It's a terrible truth, right? But there's a difference between being a non-interventionist and then just straight looking weak. And right now, the U.S. is looking weak. So they helped create this chaos in Venezuela. So socialism, all right? You can't discount socialism because they helped create all this discord as well. But the U.S. Nudged it along, right? They put into power their guy, Juan Guaido, or attempted to put him into power. And they tried a few non-violent steps to get Maduro to flee, all right? And it looks like Maduro may have been ready to leave, okay? But Russia convinced him to stay. Now, Russia's in the mix, and we talked about how there's Russian soldiers there now. Russia's got their grip around Venezuela. And I said about a month to 2 months ago that now that Russia has a foothold, are we going to see U.S. military action in Venezuela? Well, it seems like when it's come to Ukraine, Syria, now Venezuela, the U.S. has been appeasing Russia, okay? And it really honestly makes us look weak. And this goes all the way back to Obama's foreign policy. Kind of a hands-off approach, kind of America's sorry, we suck, but at the same time, let me drop more bombs than both the Bushes combined. Doesn't make any sense. It's erratic, but I mean, that's where we stand. And now, the same's happening with Venezuela, right? So currently, the U.S., their guy, Juan Guaido, this soft coup, this hard coup, this coup attempt, looks like it's failing, all right? There's still protests going around. People are still in Venezuela. There's still clashes. People are still dying. We just got an update. 2 more protesters just passed away, tragically, So this is all still going on. But the U.S. seems to be, they don't have the upper hand here. They don't have the upper hand with this whole situation. It looks like we're losing our touch, and then Russia comes in. Russia says, hey, stop trying to topple this regime. They're our ally. And the U.S. says, oh, well, let's talk about it. Let's do here's a little cyber attack for you. Oh, man, look, they got no food. And because of socialism, they don't have energy. Well, I mean, you also nudged it with the whole cyber attack situation. But, Russia's there. What do? I guess we appease them. I guess we talk tough because, President Trump, Pompeo, Bolton, all talking extremely tough this week. The acting SecDev, the commander of Southcom, all talking extremely tough to make the U.S. public, the world, the international community, Venezuela, Maduro, think that the U.S. Was totally down to use military force to get their guy into power. All right, and I don't know if they were doing that to as a bluff, but people have called it. Okay? And I think they realize now that the only way that Juan Guaido goes into power is with the help of U.S. military intervention. That doesn't mean a U.S. full-scale invasion, but airstrikes, spec ops. He's not going to go into power on his own, and I think they're all realizing that now. And so now it's okay. We just for the past week to 2 weeks, we've been talking real tough, saying all options are on the table, blah blah blah. And we're at the point where now the all options has to be the option, or it's not going to work. And we're seeing the United States of America kind of back down, and honestly, it just makes us look weak. And I don't think saying this makes me a non-interventionist. They don't correlate. They're not relevant to each other. What I'm saying, because I don't want blood in the streets. If it's between us not putting our guy in and us putting our guy in, I don't care if we put our guy in. I don't really give a shit. I would love to not see a military strike on Venezuela. I'm just saying that you can't be blind in one eye. We have to understand that the U.S. Foreign policy-wise looks pretty weak right now. And it looks like we're going to continue that tradition, that short-lived tradition here with Venezuela. We've done it in Ukraine, we've done it with the Middle East, and now it looks like we're going to be doing it with Venezuela as well. And arguments can be made that we've seen the U.S. do it with Iran, with North Korea. This video is getting kind of long right now. But yeah, guys, just wanted to give you guys a quick update. We don't really know what the U.S. is going to do. Trump went on Fox News last night and said he didn't even want to talk about some of the options because they're pretty tough, but the U.S. is getting closer to him. Today he said that what they could do, their options to the Maduro regime are devastating, but this seems like more tough talk. More tough talk. After we heard that Mike Pompeo and Lavrov are going to meet in Finland next week, no one really believes that a military intervention is going to happen. No U.S. strike will happen until maybe after then, if that even occurs. But it looks like the U.S. could be bowing to Russia once again, like they've done many times over the past few years across the world stage. As more information about this comes out, guys, we'll talk about, we'll discuss it. All right, grab a beer, say a few prayers, and as always, keep your eyes to the skies. God bless.